In 1991, 5 boys, their hearts filled with curiosity and joy, decided to go up the mountain to catch frogs with their small buckets. But as night fell, only the empty buckets were found by the side of the beaten path. The boys never returned. 11 years later, their remains were discovered, creating the most mysterious case in the country, the Frog Boys. Mysterious disappearance. On March 26, 1991, a special day in the city of Daegu, South Korea, it was election day, and most of the population had the day off to exercise their civic duty. Meanwhile, a group of 5 boys, Woo Cheol-won, Jo Ho-yeon, Kim Yong-gyu, Park Chan-in, and Kim Jong-sik, also had the day off from school. They decided to use this day off for a small adventure, climbing up Waryong Mountain to catch frogs. The 5 boys, aged between 9 and 13, attended the same elementary school, Seongseo. They lived near each other and thus became close friends. Kim Tae-yong, 10 years old, should have been among them, but he said he would follow after finishing breakfast, unable to wait. His friends left without him. As a result, breakfast saved his life. From early morning, they prepared tin cans and walking sticks, ready for the journey. They did not know that the adventure they were about to embark on would become a story full of mystery. When night fell, all that remained were empty tin cans and unanswered questions. The 5 boys. They had disappeared without a trace. The searches. In a state of panic and fear, the families of the boys went to the local police station to report. A large-scale search was launched. Initially, the entire village, along with the parents at the school, participated. They turned every inch of the mountain upside down, searched every nook and cranny of the surrounding areas, but no clues were found. Some of the victims' families decided to quit their jobs, to devote all their time to searching for their children. They spent every hour, every minute searching, hoping to find a sign, a clue. But with each passing day, hope became more and more fragile. The power of the media ignited the search, which spread and exploded across the country. The incumbent president at the time mobilized 300,000 police and volunteers to search for the 5 boys in areas inside and outside Daegu province. The reward money for the search reached 42 million won, about $35,000. During the search, about 8 million flyers were distributed nationwide. Every street hung posters of the Frog Boys. All milk packaging printed pictures of the 5 children in hopes of finding their whereabouts. When the boys disappeared, news continuously pointed to the military base on Waryong Mountain. The father of Woo Cheol-won and other parents wondered why the police did not investigate this base, and whether the incident was related to the military as the shooting range was nearby. Mr. Woo said that on the day the boys disappeared, a friend of Cheol-won heard a gunshot and a scream, followed by silence. They met this boy and received a positive answer about hearing a loud noise. In 1994, the shooting range was moved to a nearby town. The police received hundreds of leads, but the case remained at a standstill. Heartbreaking scene. 11 years later, on September 26, 2002, a local resident picking pine nuts accidentally discovered bone fragments and clothing in the Seongseo Mountain area. A big question was raised as to why, after more than 500 searches in this area, the police did not find any traces. Upon receiving the information, police forces were mobilized to the scene. Under the cold soil, they found 5 bodies curled up together. The children had used their clothes to wrap their heads, while their bodies were naked. These bodies are definitely those of the 5 missing children, said Police Chief Kim Soo-won, who led the search. We found a child with braces. That's Jo Ho-yeon. One strange thing was that the remains of one child were found with the pants turned over the shoulder and the sleeves tied together when the knot was untied. Several empty shells and unused bullets were found. Another detail that puzzled the police was that 2 of the 5 children had bullet wounds on their bodies, while the rest had signs of hard, unidentified objects repeatedly hitting the heads of 3 bodies. According to the forensic doctor, a child's clothes were turned upside down, indicating that the perpetrator had blinded the boy with clothes, then killed them by hitting their heads with some kind of weapon. The strongest evidence proving this was a premeditated murder is that if a child dies naturally, bones will be found on the ground. When a corpse lies on the ground, it will decompose or animals will come to tear the body, meaning the bones are separated. However, all the bones were buried, meaning someone had meticulously killed the children and hid the bodies. In addition, moss was found in the skulls of the children. This suggests that they were likely killed near a river, causing water to flood into the body and accumulate there before the bodies were taken to be buried in the area where they were found. After a period of investigation, the police concluded that the boys had died from hypothermia. The families of the victims did not accept the police's conclusion because it was not convincing. The location where the bodies of the 5 children were found was only about 3.5 kilometers from where they lived. If anything happened, they could totally call for help. As more and more people speculated about the cause of death, the police reviewed the case file from 1991. However, the investigation was unsuccessful because no additional evidence was found. Could this be an accidental stray bullet from the perpetrator before killing the remaining children? Did he have accomplices or not? No one knows what happened to the 5 children on that fateful day. Their skulls were later donated to Gyeongbuk University for research and to track down the perpetrator. 32-year mystery. During the time the bodies of the 5 children were not found, many rumors and hypotheses were put forward. One of them, in August 1992, was about a leprosy-stricken man who was said to have kidnapped and killed the 5 children in hopes of curing his disease. However, after investigating the living area of leprosy patients, the police did not get any clues. Later, in January 1996, a local program host claimed that the father of Kim Jong-sik was the perpetrator. However, this person could not provide specific evidence. In 2006, the 15-year investigation period for the case expired, and the Frog Boys case was closed without an answer. This caused a strong reaction in Korean public opinion and pushed the investigation process again. By July 2015, the validity of the case was reopened, creating a slim chance to reclaim justice for the families and victims. To this day, the parents of the victims are all in their 60s and 70s. However, they still wholeheartedly hope for new progress in the case and that the perpetrator who killed their children will soon be brought to light. Even if the perpetrator has not been caught, I believe that they cannot escape the torment of their conscience, and then the truth will be revealed and justice will be served. Thank you for watching. If you have any information about the case, please comment below to let me know.